Hi, and welcome back to Branching Out, where real estate meets real life. I am excited to be here with my friend, Heather Littrell. She is a real estate agent and a real estate investor. So super excited to hear all about the things that you have found in being an agent and being an investor. And you have been involved in pretty much all the asset classes. So you are a wealth of information for our listeners. So I'm super excited to hear your story. So let's kind of start off talking about how you got into real estate. And it's kind of like a chicken or the egg kind of conversation. Did you start off investing or did you start off as an agent?
Oh, I started off as an agent.
Okay.
My college degree is in French and education. I was a French teacher.
Wow.
And I had a brilliant idea one March day that I would start selling real estate in my summers off from teaching, which now to me sounds absolutely ludicrous of an idea. But at the time I thought that sounds fun. So I didn't know how else to get the real estate license. Get my license. So I went to take the class at Rowan Cabarrus Community College.
Okay.
And got my license and went and interviewed actually with Alan Craven.
Okay.
And he was just smiling real big and like, oh yeah, you'll do this one summer. Yeah, like that's going to happen. And so sure enough, I did it that summer and I never went back to teaching.
Oh, that's awesome.
I loved it so much.
Very cool. Okay. And then what got you into real estate investing?
Investing, I think I just started reading about investing in probably 04 and 05 when the market was really busy. And I had also just bought a RE/MAX franchise and I was thinking that I was just in an investment mode, I think. So we bought our first rental in Concord and then just turned right around and bird that through and did another one and then another one. And we had like 5 rentals in 2 years.
Oh, wow.
It was a really we were after it. We just loved it. And that was my first single family long-term rental investment period of time.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you like that? Did you like the long-term rental model?
Yeah. We didn't have a problem with it. We managed them ourselves because my husband was able to do that and felt like he had just a really good handle on reading people. And we did great with that. We only had one person we ever had to evict out of all those years from our investments that we had.
And honestly, that's about statistically right. You shouldn't really have to go through an eviction. So that's good.
Yeah. And that was just, we learned how somebody could tell you things that weren't true straight to your face and
all the time.
Be really good at it.
All the time. Yeah.
So
I know.
So that was a sad thing, but not a big deal. And, we were able to just roll with it.
Okay. Very cool. So then is long-term rentals the first way you invested or did you do flips first or because I know you have done flips, you've done all the asset classes. So we're going to get into that.
So we did the long-term rentals. We didn't really start doing flips until the last 5 or so years. That wasn't really on our radar so much. In 06, we bought a lot in the Kannapolis Business Park, Gateway Business Park, and built a commercial strip center for our RE/MAX franchise.
Okay.
And so then we had a Concord franchise. That was our Kannapolis franchise, RE/MAX Gold. And then we closed on that in December of 06. And then you know what happened in 07. And so we had 4 empty spaces, dark shells that we had to figure out what to do with. And we had I think at the time, it sounds small now, but at the time, I think our payment was about $7,900 on that building. And we just had to figure out how to cover that with, when the market just absolutely tanked as soon as we closed.
Yeah.
So we had our 8-hour RE/MAX renting from ourselves, that center portion. But yeah, it was a tough time.
Yeah. So whatever happened with that? Do you still own that?
We actually sold that somewhat recently, but it was a great investment. We did have a partner in that. Yeah. So we had a partner and that was the first time we'd ever had a partner.
Okay.
And that went fine. It was just a matter of making sure that it just was time.
Talk about the partner experience because we haven't had anyone, a real estate investor come on yet that has talked about having a partner in a larger commercial deal. So let's talk about a partnership because that sounds a little risk. Like I feel super uncomfortable with that because I'm like, oh gosh, then you have another person that you don't have control over in this big transaction. So how did you deal with that? And
let's see. At that time, I was probably about 37 or 8. And I just had someone that I knew that was 20 years older than me and had a lot more experience. And my husband and I, and he and his wife partnered to do this project. He'd had more experience in building and in financing bigger projects. That was a big part of it. And I just felt more confident with him in interviewing the builders, because the commercial building world was so different than what we were used to. We'd worked with one-off residential builders and certainly tract builders and all that, but I had never had any part of the commercial building world. And so I didn't know the terminology to use. It just seemed a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
So the timing of it just seemed dry. And it's a good thing we did, because with the market tanking like it did right after that, we would have lost it probably.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have been able to keep it up just ourselves, because we had to pay, we were putting money in big time
for sure
at the time.
Wow. Okay. So you've done long-term rentals. We talked about commercial. We talked about flips, short-term rentals, because I know you have a few beach places. So let's talk about that experience and the short-term rental world.
Well, we do enjoy our beach places. It is nice to have them for us to utilize on occasion when we have time to. Certainly with beach insurance going up, it's been a little difficult. It's really skewed the income there. But one of our properties we do have a good amount of income on. The other one, it subsidizes the other one a little bit. But once that one is self-sufficient, once we pay it off, it'll be great.
Yeah.
And really, those probably rent about 5 months out of the year. It really is a May, June, July, August, September. And one of them has a big Halloween thing that they do there at the resort, so that people rent in October there as well. But it's about 5 months out of the year. And then we also donate it. That's one thing to be able to talk about with short term. So I donate it for silent auctions, for charities. I donate it to families that I hear that are, in need or have sometimes never been on vacation, and to be able to allow them to go, especially in off months when it's not going to be used anyway. It doesn't cost us anything to send them, and to really bless people.
Love that.
Yeah. I do
so
too.
Are you making the amount of money to cover your mortgage for the year in those 5 or 6 months that you have it rented in the summer?
On one of them I am, the other one I'm not, mostly because it's closer to the ocean, and the homeowner's insurance doubled over the last couple of years for that. Yeah. So if it's within, I actually don't know the line. There's like a line that's drawn as far as how many feet it has to be from the beach, and we're just barely on the outside of that. So it would have gone up more if we had been inside that line. So, but our payment is almost 2/3 insurance.
Oh, God.
So people talk about PITI. Our principal and interest is, less than half of the payment. It's just the insurance is exorbitant.
Wow. And then where are those properties?
The one that we have is in Ocean Lakes in Myrtle Beach. Our house is actually pretty much the last house in Myrtle right before Surfside Beach.
Okay.
South Myrtle. That place rents like crazy. They open it up for rental in January, and by the 10th of January, the whole year is booked.
So I assume you have a property manager then, because they are the ones who coordinate that. So what is the property management like? Sorry, we'll get back to where your other one is, but what is the property management like on a short-term rental?
It's a must for me. It is a 25% cost, but I don't know what happens that whole time. And I have heard from my neighbors sort of what happens, and I'm like, I'm glad I didn't have to deal with that, because we have 3 stories and they're throwing things down on people and just, all the crazy things that, kids do. Yeah. And that's a community that everyone drives golf carts around. Okay. So there's a lot of kind of bumper pool there too, and just a lot of things that have to be dealt with that security and the property management company can deal with that I don't have to.
So they just deal with all of that, and they don't even tell you.
They don't even tell me. If the water heater goes out, they just replace it and send the bill. So because that's the way I've suggested to do it. You don't, so
I would love to work with more owners like you on the property management side, where I can just have free reign. Yeah. Treat it as if it was my house. Do all the things that I would do. That would make my life so much easier. Yes. That's so nice that you do that.
And we've owned that property we've owned in that area before, but we sold one of our other ones. This one we've had since 2017, but we've used that property management company since 2002.
Okay.
And so
Wow.
I know them very well. They know me, but it's not like a graduated scale. Like, okay, if you deal with the repairs, then it's just 20%. No, it's 25%. So why wouldn't I just let them do it all?
Do it all.
Yeah. And I have no business. I'm not going to go down there to check on it and they check out at 10 and in at 4.
Yeah.
So there's only a very small window that they have to deal with what happened during that week. And I don't need to be down there in their way,
For sure.
So I'm sure they have plenty of owners that do get in the way.
Micromanage a little bit.
Micromanage a little bit. But
that
no,
happens.
they've done great. We've hardly had anything taken, broken over all these years, 25
years. And their cleaners are good? Because that's my biggest
great.
thing with short-term rentals, because I've stayed in them before, and I'm like, dang, this place is a little dirty. And I know it's not the fault of the owner whatsoever. It is definitely the cleaner. So I worry about that for myself. If I was to get an Airbnb at the beach, that would be my biggest concern.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't know if they complained, but I'm assuming that the place sent somebody down to clean whatever wasn't cleaned. But we do have a camera there, and we see the cleaners come and go, and they're there 2.5 hours. They're there a long time.
Yeah.
So they're doing a whole lot. They sweep under the rugs, like it's should be really clean. And that one they actually don't do linens. They drop off bags of linens, but they don't make the beds.
Okay.
So there's pluses and minuses to that. The other one they also do linens.
Okay. And where is your other one?
And it's at Fripp Island, which is halfway between Savannah and Charleston.
Okay. Very
nice.
It's
near Beaufort, South Carolina.
Okay. Very cool.
And it is very cool. It's a lot. That's low country, and it's a lot warmer down there, so the season lasts longer. And our house there is sort of on the ocean and sort of on a golf course that's an oceanfront golf course. So because it's also a golf community, people will play golf later in the year because it seems to me it's about 8 degrees warmer when we go there than here. Like it's always, even into November, you're wearing shorts down there. So it's different.
Gonna have to check that one out.
Yes,
we're gonna have to link to your short-term rentals on this podcast so people can stay in your places.
Yes, that sounds great.
I love that. Okay, so what kind of recent deals have been going on with you, either yourself or with your clients? Because so I know you do mostly residential, like primary residence, but sometimes you do work with investors. Yeah. So what kind of deals do you have going on right now?
Well, I actually do have a deal going on with a quadplex. It's a 100-year-old quadplex right downtown Concord, almost downtown, definitely walking distance to downtown Concord. And it's under contract now.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is awesome, yeah. But that was a little different for me. I've never done a quadplex. I've done multifamily, but usually more like duplexes. And so a quadplex was different. They're kind of one bedroom apartments, and that was a little different. And
it's a cute place. I remember going there with you when you first listed it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
No, it's very cute. Yeah. And it's mostly girls that live there, and they just need a room and a living room and a kitchen, and it's really all they need. So we found a great buyer with an agent that I've already had 2 deals with in the past. So I already knew I could trust him to be awesome, and we're already clear to close. So it's really great.
Awesome.
But I don't do much of that. I mostly do kind of my bread and butter is, I would say, 300 to 700 in Cabarrus County.
Okay.
And, just any kind of residential with that. But we still do other price points too, but that's kind of our bread and butter. That's just kind of what we sell a lot of in Laurel Park and Sheffield Manor and Gable Oaks, neighborhoods in there. We do sell some rural property, but if we really look at a spreadsheet of what we've done, it's more neighborhoods. Yeah. And just 28027,
I was going to say 28027.
Yeah, 28025, 28027, 28081, and 3. And we do a little China Grove and Landis, but not much in University. We used to do a little bit into Locust and Stanfield, but we haven't done a whole lot of that recently. Those areas are definitely growing. But we can do that. We will do that. But we just have never found it reasonable to trek down to South Charlotte or go up into Salisbury. I don't like to drive. I don't like to sell something I'm not familiar with. Yeah. There were agents that lost their license when 45 came through because they sold properties that were right where 45 was going, and they didn't know because they were from Ballantyne or, it's just too litigious, and you want to guide your people right. The main reason I'm in this is to be a relationship builder and a problem solver. And I can't do either one of those when I'm trekking, all over.
Yeah.
And I don't have a South Carolina license either. A lot of agents do, but South Carolina real estate is very different.
It is very different. I've heard
I don't want to try to figure that out when I just don't need to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. So when you say so you own your own brokerage. and a EXP
I own my own
franchise.
team at
Okay,
an EXP brokerage.
Explain how that kind of works.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I think people in the industry don't even understand that necessarily. But EXP is a brokerage. It's the largest right now brokerage in the country. We have almost 100,000 agents. It's a great company. And then I have a team of people under me who I can give some business to if I have too much business going on, that we can just come together and ask questions and just be reminded we need constant reminders of what we're doing and why we're doing it. And it really helps to be a team. It just helps keep you motivated. It helps keep you just focused. And so I've always enjoyed I've had a team since probably 2000, a long time. I've been doing this 32 years.
Wow.
One thing I did do right away was hire an assistant because I'm not really good at the assistant stuff. But pretty soon I realized I needed kind of we didn't call it a tribe back then, but definitely I needed my little tribe of girls to help me. So
how big is your tribe now?
So I have 3 people that work with me. Tina, she is very experienced. She's been with me for 12 years, I would guess.
She gives me a ton of referrals.
Oh, that's great.
She sends me tenants all the time.
Good.
She sent me owners. I love working with real estate agents. Y'all are and your team specifically, biggest referral partners that I have. And then I try to pay it back and send clients your way, connect however I can. But yeah, your team in particular has been very good on that front.
Oh, great. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
And then I've got Kendra, who is an attorney by trade, and she sells with us, and she's so smart and so good at everything she does. And then Haley is I guess Kendra and Haley came along around the same time, but Haley is, I guess, our younger agent on the team. But man, she is a powerhouse, isn't she? Oh my gosh.
She is. Your team's great.
She is so good with clients. She's so good with numbers. She has a degree in business from UNCC, and she's just really smart and really quick and just all on top of it. She just never lets anything fall through the cracks. Good. All 3 of my team members are great.
Yeah, you do have a great team. Yeah. And I've heard great things about EXP. I heard just the structure is great. If you own your own team, all the tools that they give you is great. I've heard nothing but good things, honestly, about EXP.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, we enjoy the company. There are no offices, so we're paid a little better splits because there are no offices. We have our own office as a team, but yeah, I did want to say something else. I forgot to say. Linda and Paula are our assistant admins, and they keep the show running. Really, to not mention them would just be very remiss. So,
are they like transaction coordinators? So they help with
assistant, transaction coordinator, researcher.
Okay,
Linda's virtually a paralegal. She knows everything about documentation, and she's just excellent with everything. And she's from upstate New York, where they have a lot of septic and well things. And we don't deal with that as much here. So she's always a wealth of knowledge with that too. So
that's good. So what has been one of your biggest challenges being in the real estate world, whether it was your own deal or a deal with a client? What has been something that you're like, ooh, this was a really good learning experience?
Let's see. I would think one of the best things to tell you would be I did try midterm rentals for a while. So that was, I'm not sure I can say it's the biggest challenge, but it was kind of the biggest disappointment. I thought, this is great. It's not short-term rental. It's not long-term rental. If I can rent it for 2 or 3 months, keep it furnished or make it furnished, and then get other people were saying the things I'd read about, double what you would typically get because it's furnished, and people would have it as a desperate need basis. And also the one that we had a secondary detached garage where people could ideally, if they were building a house, they could live in the house, keep all their stuff, just back their moving truck up to the garage, stick it all in there, live in that till their house was done. Or if they were, say, in an insurance claim situation where they had a fire or water loss. Insurance companies are always desperate to not have people in hotels or, what do you call, suites, the short term. And extended stay. And so, that I just thought was going to be a brilliant idea. And it was a good idea. It went pretty well, but the vacancy was an issue. So they would say, well, I don't really need it. I would have somebody move out in June and somebody else wouldn't need it really until July. So I would have a 1 month of vacancy a couple times a year. So it just didn't shake out. The income didn't shake out like I thought. I had to think about it too often, when are they coming out? And then I had so many people needing it. I was oh, we hear you have a midterm rental. I got so many calls about it. It was eating into my other time. I just couldn't quite figure out how to do it. I should have a property manager with that, but there's a thing called Furnish Finders for midterm rentals.
Yeah.
Most people are aware of that with travel nursing. And so that was one of the times I tried to do it myself, and that wasn't smart. You really need a property manager no matter what.
Yeah, I mean,
I could have had better rental if I'd done it that way.
Dave Ramsey says if you have an Airbnb or a midterm rental, it's like you're running a hotel. And it is not passive income whatsoever.
No.
That is 100% active work.
Yes.
So you better not have another job.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, if you don't have a property manager.
That's right. You really have to. I mean, unless you really are that detail oriented and have that much extra time, there's no reason you would ever do that as a busy business person. And usually this entrepreneurial brain doesn't have a whole lot of detail in it. So
I feel you. I'm the same way.
So I don't know if that's my worst decision, but I learned from that, and I probably won't do that again unless another opportunity is just super obvious.
Yeah, for sure. What part of your investing business are you focused on now that you would like to grow?
I like to keep a couple of flips, 2 or 3 flips a year. I like that. One thing we haven't done yet that we're starting in September is a new build. We're just as a spec sale build. We're just going to see how that works. I'm not sure how great the timing is, but hopefully the rates will have dropped a little bit, and, an affordable house I've just got some empty lots. I kind of want to just, get something going on. So
is McAllister Creek going to help build this for you?
I need to talk to them about it.
Oh, perfect.
For sure.
You're in the right place.
That's right.
That's
Great
awesome.
builders.
That will be fun.
Yes, I hope so. Yeah. I don't know. I just thought that would be something to try, because certainly a flip can be almost a full build a lot of times.
And you do bigger flips. You're not doing just small little 2-1s. I feel like you do bigger.
We did just do $1 million golf course house.
Yes.
That was actually a lot of fun, because the little bit of designer portion I got to do, I did have a couple other designers help me, because it was some tough decisions there, because it was built, I think, in 89. So we had to kind of figure out some opening up things and, how to do the kitchen and everything. So that was good, but that does make it more fun, sort of. You're not just kind of by rote doing the same countertops, the same cabinets. It's kind of fun to kind of, have some design investment in it.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I've done everything from 2-1s all the way up to that one was $1 million. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
That does keep it interesting.
Yeah, just another plug on McAllister. So we, had another investor, a couple who had some land, and McAllister just built them one of their little 3-2 Vail plans, 1,200 square feet.
Perfect.
I think they built it. The investors put it up for sale. I think it's sold within a week.
Oh, great.
Yes. So that was super exciting. So it's cool. They had this plot of land. They had an open lot that McAllister built a house. They had the house in the middle that they renovated and also sold.
Oh, yeah. That's really nice.
I know. And then there's another tract of land that I think McAllister is helping them master plan, a bunch of duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes, things like that. So when the sewer capacity gets better, they'll be able to do more things over there. But yeah, a lot of people are going into the development side. If you have land, kind of a no-brainer at this point.
Yeah. Is probably the obvious next move for us.
Yeah.
That would be smart to do that. So just making those decisions, and, it's been fun learning about all the things. And, as the market shifts, it's just, that's where the experience is the fun part, because we've seen all the shifts. We've seen a horrible market where we were selling 10%. In 2007, we went from selling $20 million a year to selling $2 million a year.
Wow.
And right after 9/11, the phones didn't ring that September 11th. The phones didn't ring until the next January. Did not ring. It was bizarre. It was hard to even explain what that was like. Nothing sold, nothing happened. It was like America was frozen. So we had that time that was scary, and we didn't know how long that would last. We've done COVID. We've been through the 2007 crisis. We've been through where we had probably, I should know these numbers, maybe 15% of all the homes on the market were foreclosures or short sales. That was crazy. And so learning, foreclosures and short sales.
I have one right now.
Whole nother thing we haven't talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
have one right now, yes. Yeah. And I think it's about to be under contract.
Oh, good.
That short sale procedure is very long.
Yes.
So the offer is with the short sale people. Actually, the ones you connected me with, I think.
Oh, good.
It's with them, and I guess they have a whole review process before it actually goes under contract, and they pretty much take the whole thing, work with the bank. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I was like,
Yeah.
dang, this house is going to go into foreclosure. It's not going to sell. This poor owner. But I think
You can
we're
make
gonna
some
be
money
good.
off of short
Yeah.
sales as long as you do have that person that really knows it. Unless you're going to really learn every bank and exactly how they like to receive paperwork and all that. Well, back then we were faxing. So,
Yeah.
but
Too
how they
much.
want to receive their paperwork and everything. But that's going to be coming back around somewhat. I don't think we're going to see, certainly not what we had before, but we're going to start seeing some short sales and foreclosures because people paid so much money in 21. They paid whatever they had to get a house. So that's what happened.
$50,000 down, sight unseen.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we're going to see some people that overpaid then and can't sell it for what they thought now. And because so the rates doubled in September of 22. So when the rates doubled in that 1 month, that shifted everything.
Yeah.
We were unable to grab those people that were just taking advantage of the 3% rates because then it was 6%. And then in the following months, it went up to 7.5%. So that was a big shift that we had to recognize that we knew those people that had to overpay in 21 that got 3%. And it was worth it for a while to have 3% interest back.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary now to think when they have to sell it, they're going to be upside down.
They're going to take a
lot of them.
Yeah. Wow. So let's talk about the market right now and kind of what you foresee for the rest of the year and into next year. So that's interesting. But actually, so I bought my house in 2023, January of 2023.
Oh, okay.
Bought it for $370.
Nice.
And the house across the street from me is about the same size. And it went for sale about 2 months ago. And they listed it for $369,900. $100 less than what I bought my house for in 2023. And it sold like immediately. So that to me, I was like, okay, I really thought the appreciation was just going to keep going on my house. And to me, I'm like, oh, this is a $400,000 house neighborhood. But clearly the market said different. So that was kind of eye-opening for me. Yeah.
Well, they could have underpriced it a little, or your condition might be better than theirs. I mean, there's a lot of, if it's across the street from you, it's on a busy road, there's a lot of things that go to that, that speak to that. But last year we appreciated 3.4%. On average, during my career, we've had appreciation at 4%. Now we did have negative 20% in 07 and 08. That was a crazy time, but other than that, it's pretty steady, around 4% in central North Carolina.
Typically every year. That's kind of what it is. Okay.
Yes, and that's just the standard that we use. We're not quite at that because we had that volatility a little bit, whether it's good volatility or bad volatility, it was still, uncertainty. And then we also had the situation that the property taxes went up by sometimes 33% last year because we reevaluate every 4 years. And that was a big reevaluation after all the climbing that happened in 2020. And so we've had some people have to sell because their taxes went up over $5,000 a year, which made their payments $500 more a month almost. And it really put them out of the market. So we've even seen some movement from that.
Okay. It makes sense.
As far as the market now, I think I'm rambling a little bit, but yeah. And our median sales price now is a little over 400, which we haven't seen that in the past. So I think it was 407 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's median sales price in Cabarrus County. Yeah. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. But growing. For years it was in the mid threes or, up to like that 370 range. But so it is up a little higher now.
All right. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
All right. So what would be one piece of advice that you would want to give to our investor friends that are listening? With everything that you've done in the investing world and being a real estate agent, what is the best piece of advice that you would give?
Oh, I think no matter what you're in real estate, you're building relationships.
Yes.
It really is. You have to understand that we depend on other people to make it happen. We shouldn't be trying to do it all. We shouldn't be trying to control the whole transaction. We should be handing off parcels to people that know better than us. Whether it's relationships with our clients, even our tenants. If you get a good relationship going with your tenant, if you're not using a property manager, even if you're property manager, if you keep that relationship going, you'll keep a good tenant. You'll keep a good buyer, a good seller for life. And I've been doing it 32 years. I'm selling, I hate to even think that this is true, but I'm selling like my clients' children's houses now. Yeah. I mean, well into it. Like Like, I remember showing their parents a house where they're carrying around on their hip, and now they're saying, Miss Littrell, I'm ready to buy a house. That's a crazy thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're like 25 years old now. Yeah. I remember when you were born. And that I used to hear older people say that, but now in real estate, that's different. Like, you're not just, oh, you're a big boy now. No, you're buying houses now. And so the responsibility of that original relationship that may have happened in 98 or so, when I took care of them, taking care of their child and their investment potential and their real estate, it's almost like they're my kids. Well, some of them were friends with my kids. I have that too.
Yeah.
And my kids, let's talk about that. My kids both bought houses. So, that's another crazy thing. So the responsibility is big and we take it very seriously. And want to keep up after the sale. We don't always do the best job, but we try to do a good job of every year we send invitations to things, and we get to see a lot of our clients come back and go to our coffee shop events or our car wash events or all the events we have, and we love seeing them.
Yeah.
And but because we sell locally, they're all local to us. We can see them and know. I drive by the houses often, and sometimes I'll be with somebody in the car and they'll say, "How many houses have you sold on this street?" And sometimes I'll say, think I sold that one, which I can't believe I'm doing that. I always thought I would never forget a house, but if it was 30 years ago, sometimes I don't always remember. But yeah, I can drive down streets and say those people bought that house then, and that's really fun because it's a relationship.
It really is.
Yeah, and it's a problem solving situation.
Yeah, it's all about relationships and building your teams and having those trusted partners. Yeah. Whether it's a painter or an HVAC, all of those people. Yeah. And you've had 30 years of building that solid core group. I ask you all the time for people, crawl space people, anybody.
Some of those people I've actually had that long, not many, but certainly over the years, I now know what to expect out of those partners, and I know what a good one does and how a good one communicates and things like that. And just learning better communication skills is a lot of it.
For sure.
Learning how your client wants to communicate.
Yeah.
Because I have an 83-year-old now that she'd almost prefer to text. You never know. You don't assume anything about the way people like to communicate. You need to ask them, and you need to really be, intentional about knowing your client well enough to know.
Yeah, communication is key. And this is another benefit of having a seasoned real estate agent helping you. They have all of these contacts, all of this knowledge. Like, it just really, really benefits you. All right. So, fun question.
Okay.
I try to ask everyone who's on the show what book they're reading. So, are you reading a book right now? And if so, what book are you reading?
Oh, I am reading a good book regarding business. I typically have some sort of a Christian book going, some sort of a fun book going, and some sort of a business book going. Right now, I'm reading Donald Miller's Story Brand.
Okay.
Just really storytelling through your marketing. And man, the way it's written is beautiful. It's just really short read. It's really good to just make you realize that you need an elevator speech. You need to be able to sum up what you do and what's important and how you're different. And you need to have that down pat. Yeah. You need to have it in your advertising and your marketing. It's really good. I highly recommend that book.
Yes, it is a good one. I have also read that. I think one of the biggest pieces that I got out of that book was your website and having everything above the fold.
Yes.
And then when you have a website, having all of your offers, on pages where people can click it. There should always be something that someone can click to buy something or download a freebie. So that was actually without scrolling. So that was actually my biggest takeaway from there. But I love reading books multiple times because you pick up, that's the one tidbit I got from the first time. So I need to read it again, and I'm sure I'll pick up something else. So.
Oh, yeah. And by the time you read it again, something applies to you. Exactly. Something different applies to what you're doing.
Exactly.
Because you've picked up another part of your business.
Yes.
And you've done so well. You've done so great. You're such a good property manager and a good connector. Oh, you are just a gifted connector and networker. I don't have quite that in me like you do. You immediately, even if I don't ask, you're like, I'm going to give you this person.
Yeah, I love that. That brings me such joy when it's the gift that I can give to people is, okay, they're talking about something and I'm like, oh, I have the person for you.
Yes.
Or here's 3 people that you can call. One of them probably can help you. I love doing that.
Because they do a good job. They can make your life easier. They can make you more profitable. And you have a true desire to want those things for your people that you give those things to. That's how you're good at it. And that's beautiful. I don't immediately think of it like you do. It's just truly a gift. You really really is.
Well, it's funny because you and I both have done the Strength Finder.
Yes.
And being a connector is not even my top 5.
Oh, you might need to retake it.
It's probably
Surely
like
it
number
is.
6.
Yeah, it must
or
be.
7 or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, mine was Maximizer and Harmony, which kind of
number 1 is
surprised me.
Maximizer.
Mine was, yeah.
So people, if you don't know what we're talking about the Gallup Strength Finder. And it's this test. What is it, like 200 some questions?
Yeah, it's not like an Enneagram. Like it's a long.
No, it is a
in-depth.
long test. Yeah. And then at the end, it's 36, I believe, strengths that you have. And then it'll spit out your top 5, and then you can buy top 10, or you can buy all 36, and it shows you what you are best at. It shows you your strengths. So you're Maximizer, number 1. I'm Learner, number 1.
Wow. I don't know anybody that's a Learner, number 1.
I could be a lifetime student.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I really could.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, you're more focused. Yeah. I love learning, but I'm just not going to commit my time to it like I should. Yeah. So, but you do. You're such a good reader, and yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. I don't think you told me that before.
Yeah, that's my number 1. And then my other ones are all implementation. It's like responsibility, discipline, consistency. It's like,
I don't know how we can be so great together and be so opposite. Those are like the bottom of mine. Yes.
Opposites
that's true. Well, I guess that's true, but wow.
It's so funny. All right, Heather, it has been awesome having you here. So let's tell the people where they can find you.
Okay, great. Our office is in the old Creamery on Church Street. We love our location there. And we're at 363 Church Street, but you can always find us at cabarrusliving.com is our website. And, you can just Google us and we come up, and hopefully all the stuff you read is true.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for listening. And we're excited to see you next week.